everybody. It's the Malliard Report. It's the Malliard.
The Malliard Report. Oh, wow, really loud in my head tonight. Okay, we're going to fix that real quick. Hi, how are everybody doing tonight? I want to thank Ken, Jamie, and Emily Tucker for making the intro once again. Mad props to them. They didn't have to, and they did. And Ken's got a live CD out, so track him down and get it. I'm going to be playing some of it here, what is that, 2 weeks from now or 3 weeks from now when he comes on my show. With that being said, how is everybody this evening? Pretty good, pretty good. I'm just trying to get everything reset, reorganized how I wanted it. Yeah, just had a little fun in the sun. So, moving stuff around, get my windows in the right order so I can see and talk, and there we go. Tonight's show is going to be a bit of an infomercial, I guess there's no other way to put it. I'm going to play a lot of Judah Starr's music, and I'll talk to Ken, I can't remember how to say his last name. I always am afraid I'm going to slaughter it. From Portal Paranormal Society. He's going to be part of our 4-state roundtable on Saturday at the Spark, which is in Meadville, Pennsylvania. Excuse me. That doesn't mean anything for me, Ken. I still will mess it up. That's okay. I'll have you do it again. I'll get it. I'll make you pronounce it like 900 times this weekend. And maybe it'll stick in my head. I doubt it. But yeah, we're going to play some Judah and talk to Ken and talk about all about the different details, different aspects of the event. Busy weekend in Meadville. I'll talk some more about that as we roll along. I'm going to play the first Judah Starr song, then I'm going to bring Ken on, and then we'll just roll on out from there. So welcome to the Malliard Report. Like I said, it's going to be a bit different tonight. But it is what it is tonight, huh? Here we go. first one from Judah Star tonight. Yeah, it's easy to do, guys. Just click your name there in the chat room, and if you're getting an echo, mute one of the players. That's easy enough to do. Welcome back to Fate Radio in the Malliard Report. I'm your host, Jim Malliard. For some reason, I'm here tonight. So here we are. No, I know it's my normally scheduled time, 9 o'clock Eastern Time on Tuesday nights. So here we are. Sorry about the background noise, gang. I have the window open. It's nice not to have the air conditioner on for an evening, but I guess it gives me a little more noise than you're used to. That's okay. We'll get used to it together, because I can hear crickets in my headset. Or is that just all my fans? Anyways, I'm going to bring up Ken here, so he can make fun of me for not knowing how to pronounce his last name yet. I'm going to encourage him to mute his player in the background, and he'll
I gotta mute my...
encourage him to mute his player in the background.
I gotta mute my...
encourage him to mute his player in the background. Okay. See if we can get out of that echo cycle. Were you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Yeah, because actually, if you let the echo cycle, the whole, it'll cycle for the next hour, and we won't have a show. Let the echo cycle, it'll cycle. So what's going on, Ken?
Just hanging out, just getting ready for my big bike trip out your way. Getting ready for my big bike trip out your way.
Why am I still getting an echo?
Hang on, I gotta mute my other. There we go.
Okay, I'm like, why am I still getting an echo?
I keep forgetting there's 2 players on this page.
Yes, there is. There's 2. So you're the one person watching me. Okay, that's awesome. Oh. So you're getting ready for your bike trip. So I mean, I know where you're going, but let's talk about this, because this, I mean, you're quite a ways away from us here. So let's talk about why.
Well, I just decided I wanted to take a couple extra days on the way out to Meadville and just do a couple of things I've been meaning to do. I'm actually leaving Thursday morning, probably around 6 a.m.-ish, and getting out on the road, and I'm going to drive all the way on the motorcycle to Baltimore, where I'll spend the night. I'm staying a couple blocks away from the final resting place of Brigadier General Louis Armistead, who is one of my inspirational sort of, I don't know, heroes. And so I'll get up on Friday morning early, or if I get in early enough, I'll go there on Thursday night and just pay some respects and maybe lay some flowers there for him. I don't know how many people do that anymore. And I was thinking about maybe even doing a rubbing of his headstone. I don't know. I used to do those a lot, but with certain, I don't know if it's cool or not.
I think it still is. I've seen people do it, so I've done it. So
yeah, so I might do that because I don't know how often I'll get down to Baltimore.
Yeah.
And then so I'll spend the night there in a nice, comfy bed, and then early in the morning on Friday I'll get up and start heading north. I'm going to stop off at Antietam Battlefield, take a couple pictures of a few of my favorite places there, and then I am going to meet one of my all-time favorite para people. I don't know if Jeremy's going to be there or not.
you've got to track him down though.
Well, I think I don't know. Becky wasn't sure if he was going to be there or not, but so there's going to be a few of them there. So I'm going to have lunch at the Waffle House with them, and then I'll just press on north till I get to Meadville, and I'll probably get into Meadville sometime Friday evening.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So
well,
it depends
I'm just complaining because I can. And I understand. I kind of gathered that. I knew that, but I still had to say it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I just wanted to take a couple extra. My wife was fortunate enough, in addition to our regular vacation, which was a couple of weeks in Florida, she took a vacation with her mom and her sisters to the condo in Florida, and then she took another vacation to see her friend in Chicago, which happened to be over my birthday because it was the only time they could get together. So she told me that I could take a vacation or two, so I'm doing this one as sort of a mini vacation, sort of a 4-day jaunt, just me on the road. And then in October, I'm going to go on Bishop Long's retreat in It's either Illinois or Indiana. I want to say it's Indiana. And that'll be my 2 little getaways for the weekend.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, I just totally lost my whole train of thought. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, you're asking me about my motorcycle trip out to your place.
Yeah, I know. But still, for some reason, I lost my notebook too in the last hour. I had a whole bunch of notes wrote down, and then I sat it down somewhere, and then the show started. So, I'm having one of those nights. It's, yeah, that's okay. We can talk about the spark. That's what we're here to talk about, actually. So,
yeah.
So, why are you coming to the spark? Let's start with the easy questions, right?
Well, yeah, the easy questions. Well, if we're all about paranormal unity and helping each other out, then that's one of the big reasons. I also associate myself with anything that has to do with supporting the troops. I wasn't fortunate enough to have good enough eyesight to go into the service I wanted to, which was the Air Force. I wanted to be a pilot. Now I guess that's a lot more forgiving because my understanding is they're able to grind the face plates and do all kinds of things. But at the time I couldn't do it. And so I love supporting the troops. I love supporting each other in the paranormal, and I really love riding the bike. So it was the trifecta of perfection.
It is a good thing. And supporting our troops, yeah, it was a easy decision once we decided that's the route we were going to go, and that was the first choice. Somebody asked us, why don't we just do it for ourselves? And I said, why be so selfish with if we wanted to have a fundraiser for us, we could probably easily do that with some kind of other something or other, but let's do something first for somebody else before we worry about ourselves. So,
yep.
I don't understand. Some people are always worried about themselves. Well, not to say our soldiers are less fortunate than us, but in a way they are, because when they have to spend holidays, kids' birthdays, Christmas, whatever it may be, away from their kids, they're less fortunate because we get to sit home and enjoy it every day, and they're gone for 6, 9, a year, so if not longer.
All I know is I'm sitting comfortable in my home, and I'm not worrying about anybody shooting at me. So
yeah,
I would say that I'm a lot more fortunate.
Right. So. Okay, let's see. Actually, I'm going to play another Judas Star song. He's going to be performing live, and he's been bugging me. He wants me to sing. Well, he wants us all to sing Ghostbusters with him, but he wants me to stand up there and start it with him. Yeah, I don't know. I guess if somebody heard the show a couple weeks ago, I was singing live on the air, and that was horrendous because I actually listened to part of it that I recorded before I magically made it disappear. But I'm sure there probably is a recording version of it somewhere. Somebody was probably like, hey, I gotta hit record on this because this is gonna get ugly. So in a few months it'll just unearth itself, I'm sure. So I'll go with that. I'm gonna play another one of his, and then we'll come back and talk about our little gig and all about the spark, because I will go find my notes. So
okay.
So give me about 4 minutes. I'm gonna play another It's All Over, which is one of my favorite songs. So, here we go.
Be here.
Just a song of love and hate to the girl that faded. You can say it's not my best. It's overrated. You and I were meant to be. I thought that it was destiny. You took my love for granted. Why? Now I'll say goodbye. Kiss me softly, touch my face. Don't say you love me. Run your fingers through my hair. Don't
Malliard Report here on Fate Radio. Why does that happen to me every time I start yelling into my microphone? Oh, I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to bring Ken back up here. So, I promised you earlier that we'd get a good plug-in for Portal Paranormal Society before we get going too far into the show. We're already 20 minutes in and I haven't done that yet, so let's get that taken care of. Seeing how that was one of the things on my notes that I can cross off now, we're going to talk about that. So, Portal's in Michigan there. Servicing, what, most of Michigan?
Yeah, we do, you know, anywhere in Michigan. Well, I mean, Barb and I'm sure I can talk Barb into going just about anywhere. Barb's sort of my, one of my number twos, meaning second in command, not like number two. And, you know, and we're starting to, you know, move out into, I mean, we haven't done anything in Northern Ohio yet, but we haven't had a call to either. But we've been really busy. We just did 3 investigations in 3 weeks, and I think my eyes are about to fall out.
Yeah, it seems every time I'm talking to you on Facebook or Skype or anywhere I'm talking to you, it's like, I must go watch more movie or more listen to more audio, and I'm like, are you making a film? No.
Exactly. We got one of the paranormal clergy cases, and it's, you know, for me, that kind of stuff, when you're talking about possible oppression, I mean, that's really serious.
Yes. And yeah, I've been reading along and following along with it. Yeah, it's oh
yeah, that's right, you're part of it too, I keep forgetting.
Yeah, well, it's easy to do.
Well, no, I mean, it's just
no,
yeah, I mean, I can't tell you about half the cases that are going on in that thing, because
no, I don't really, I mean, I kept track of yours, and that was pretty much it, because to read them all every day, it's kind of like...
Did you like the 20-page report I entered piece by piece into the...
I love that. No, my eyes are still burning from that. Yeah, it seems investigations come in a big cycle, and if you don't get them while you get them, because right now we've got a bunch pending too, so it's like we're gonna get ready and get into that cycle too. So I'm excited. At least they waited until after the spark to start. I mean, the calls have been coming like the last few days, so we can put it off past this weekend.
Right.
So
Well, with us, I mean, what I do is I set a schedule for, like, we've got a schedule to. I've still got to set dates and whatnot, but we've got a schedule that will be set in the next month or two, until next July, and those, excuse me, those are larger investigation. Excuse me, larger investigations of places that we want to do, and then we always end up getting residentials that'll filter in. And I'm telling you, I told Barb the other day, we are not doing 3 in a row again. It's just, I'm completely drained.
yeah, I can imagine.
And she is too. I mean, she's been up every night for a while, listening to audio every single night, and I'm doing the video. So, but 2 a month I can do, 3 a month. I don't know. It's between being a dad and having a full-time job and everything, it's just it's a little crazy.
Yeah, at one point last year or the year before, we did 2 on back-to-back days. So it was storing all the evidence, making sure you got everything cleaned up, packed up correctly. That between the investigations, and we got it all successfully taken care of. But on the same hand, then you had 2 investigations to review, and that was too much. But that's how it just happened, because we planned the one investigation, and the next day, somebody called and said we need, it was a real investigation with kids. So I said, of course, we'll be there. And I said, we can't do it tonight because we're already investigating. And they said, well, when can you do it? And I, without thinking, I said, well, I can do it tomorrow. And that whole moxie of a paranormal investigator,
Yeah.
And then as soon as I let it get out of my mouth, well, we could do it tomorrow. I'm like, can I get that back?
Yeah, I never make promises. What I'll do is I'll set up a primary interview with them, and I usually take Barb to that, and then one of my historians. And depending on the case, if I might take my tech if it's a larger place. But we'll go in, we'll do our basic interview. It's maybe like a 5-6 page type of form type of thing, just to get the basics down, and we'll just listen. We either videotape it or we audio tape it, just to make sure we have a record of it. Right. And and at that point we'll set a date for the actual investigation, because it's, I knew it was going to be really pushing it to try and do 3 in a row like that, but Barb and I kind of felt like, well, we can do this. And luckily 2 of them aren't like super hot priorities. One was more of a training session for my new people, and the other one was actually Barb's sister's place, and it's neither of those cases are like anything aggressive, or right. no one's scared of anything. So that evidence, that data rather, has been kind of put on the back burner. So while we're dealing with this case from the paranormal clergy, so and I'm going to be listening to all of the audio while I'm actually on the road, and I will have I'll have like a final report sometime early next week to Tommy and Archbishop Long, with a recommendation of what we should do. So, So it
never stops, does it?
No, not at all.
That's what kills me about people. They think it's just we investigate for 6, 8, 12 hours and go home and throw the recorders on and listen to them for however long the investigation was, and ta-da, you're done. No, it doesn't work that way, folks.
Well, at least I'm glad our team has grown. We've got probably more investigators in training right now than we do, full-time, like full-fledged investigators, or it's at least split half-half. Because, I need some people to take over some of the stuff. For a while, I was trying to do everything, and I just can't do everything. So
right.
we've now got like 4 historians, so I can pretty much tell them, go do this, and it gets done. And there's actually a team leader that's kind of oversees them. Barb is our location manager, so I'm kind of training her the way I'd like to have things done, and eventually I'll just turn that stuff over to her and she can run with it. And then my other team leader is Rick, and he's my tech guy, and he's going to be, making sure everyone gets trained on the new gear, and then that frees me up to go get the investigations, to go get us into larger things, and to get our name out there and whatnot. So That's kind of how I've been doing it.
Pretty cool. If this voice seems familiar to some of you that are really loyal listeners, it's I haven't said your last name yet. Ken Sumachi. No.
Suminski.
Suminski.
It's say it like it's spelled. Suminski.
That never helped me. I never learned how to do that. Seriously. I missed that day in school.
Yours is easy,
Yeah, well, it is if you... Oop, there I go yelling in the microphone again. It is if you know not to pronounce the I.
Right.
But if you try pronouncing the I, it gets ugly. So... Okay. So we talked about your team. And the portal... Is it portal what? What's your website? I should know. I have it...
It's the same as the name. www.portalparanormalsociety.com. And, of course, we're on Facebook. You can link to the Facebook page through the main site. Or you can just look for us on Facebook.
Yeah. And it's all... I'm going to be posting the link on Malliard.com. MALLIARD.com with all the Facebook and the actual .com and probably the actual clip of this show. So, and it's already on the Facebook page if you want to like it on there. So it's on the Facebook page. It's on the show Facebook page. It's on... Anyways, if you can't find it, I don't know how you can't get on Facebook. Sign off MySpace and get back on Facebook. No. Oh, that's a misadventure right there. Okay.
What, MySpace?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've talked about your coming to the Spark. So it's
Yep.
Let's mention some things. Have you heard of John Sable and the ghost excavations that he does?
I have not.
I've heard him on a show. I heard a piece of him on a show, I should say. I don't want to speak on it and misspeak about anything, but it sounds... I'm intrigued because I've read his website, and I'll send it to you here in a little bit because I probably should have did that before I just empty-handedly ask you a question. But well prepared, as you can tell.
Hey, roll with it, man.
That's one of these nights where I... But he... from what I understand, I'm just going to give you a vague outline of what I understand. I'm probably totally wrong, but he... it's like a form of ghost, like provoking, but without the loud language. It's more of putting people in period costumes and making them... Basically being a reenactor, so to speak, of whatever time it was they're trying to get spirits from.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd say it's provoking as much as it is using it like a trigger device.
Yeah, well, I like the word provoking. It gets people's attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good radio word. Provoking. If I say it 3 times fast, I'll get 3 more listeners. You ready? But he's coming, and he'll have a table, and he's actually speaking at... what time is that? 4 o'clock? Oh, good grief! I have that wrote down. Not on this paper though. Can you see this? My moment of zen here, huh? Oh, I have 3 legal pads of stuff jotted down, and I have my show notepad, and it's not one that I need right now. It is. Let's see. He will be speaking at 4 o'clock. Oh, 3 o'clock. That'll be us. The 4-State Paranormal Roundtable. I guess we can talk about that next.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Smooth transition. Almost solid radio guy right there. So I've got you coming in from Michigan. I've got Russ. His last name just eluded me at this point. You're friends with Russ on Facebook, aren't you? From Collective Russ Springer, Stiver. There we go.
Yeah. He and I are good friends.
Yeah, and Ashley from New York here. So it'll be a hoot, because she's really funny, so I'm looking forward to talking to her. We might actually never get to say a word if she starts talking. Just so we know, going in. Actually, I might have to take some duct tape. Because I know she's listening on her smartphone, and I'm going to get some kind of, slack for that. But it'll be interesting to hear the difference. I mean, it shouldn't be differences, on a regional level like that. But there's going to be a few, I imagine, of how we look at things.
How we do things?
Yeah.
I think you'd have differences from team to team, yeah.
So, And it'll be interesting to talk to, like, you've got places, more famous places or more haunted, active places up there. So if somebody was planning a trip to Michigan or Ohio or New York, and they want to, it's good for tourism if anybody wants to pick up on that aspect and run with it. No, just kidding. It's too late now. But yeah, I'm excited to hear about different places. I mean, well, you're driving through the whole, except for the New York part of it, you're driving across, so you're, always looking for the next place. So it'll be interesting. That way, have some idea in the back of your head what's going on.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm definitely going to be looking down through Maryland. I mean, I've been saying that we ought to do, like, from one of the forums, we ought to get a bunch of people together and pick a spot in the middle of the country or middle of our area or whatever, and just pick a spot.
X marks the spot and just crash it and just find somewhere, investigate it.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's not legal, just do it. No, I'm just kidding. Always investigate legally. Good grief. There goes my inbox exploding again. You can't encourage that. And the other round table we got there, it's run. My wife is doing it, and she's going to talk about how the paranormal impacts the family. And I've seen some of her notes, and it's going to be interesting. One of the questions I think they're gonna try to tackle is, do women make better investigators?
I think they do. I think they're more intuitive. I think that they're a little more sensitive to the stuff. And yeah, I don't know if. Well, I mean, it depends on what you mean by better, because that can be interpreted any number of ways. To me, they're more intuitive. They're more intuitive. They are more sensitive to the stuff, and it's like their sixth sense is sharpened more so than the guys. At least that's what I've noticed. Now,
wait, let's throw another one in there. They're more organized than us.
What?
They're more organized, more prepared. Can read their handwriting when they get back.
I think organizations. No, I don't necessarily agree with that. I think organization is a person-to-person type thing. I'm a very organized person, but I think there are certain intuitive qualities that the ladies have that sometimes the guys don't. I mean, I consider myself fairly sensitive. Like, I can tell when something is going on around me. Barb, for instance, like, I can always tell when something's going on because she'll get nauseous. Like, when the activity ends, right. She probably hates when I tell people that. You're probably going to hear my dogs running around here. My wife just got home and she's letting the dogs out.
That's cool. That could be worse.
But Barb gets nauseous. I get very lightheaded. Like, there's been times where I've actually had to lean against the wall when we had a lot of stuff happening. And but other people, nothing. I mean, I don't know if anyone out there can relate to that, but we've found that that's kind of our little things. But I think the ladies are a little more intuitive than the guys. That's just my 2 cents.
You think that's from a motherhood instinct? Like, they know, that whole eyes in the back of their head deal?
It could be. I mean, I think it's it could be. I think the they're a little more patient, I think, than some of the guys. In general, I think women are more patient than guys are, and I think that might be a benefit of that.
All right.
Just spitballing. I don't know physiology versus psychology. I just kind of call it the way I see it. I mean,
well, that's why I'm asking for your opinion, not somebody else's.
Yeah.
And back to the spark, because that was actually where we started this conversation. I don't want to devolve too far away from it tonight, because that was the point of the show.
Right.
Got a bunch of paranormal teams coming in. Got a couple mediums, some people selling some jewelry and some other items. I love this. I have Beelzebub Salsa coming in because he does the work of the devil. Just because of people that think we worship the devil as paranormal investigators, I had to reinforce that wholeheartedly. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, he does make awesome salsa though, so I'm looking forward to having some on Saturday. If I don't get some before, listen to me, trying to get free salsa again.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, shameless. That's all I am. But I'm looking forward to it. I think there's a good mix. There's not like abundance of paranormal teams. It's going to be, I hope, a good mix. I hope it turns out well for everybody. And for those people that are more TV based. I have a couple people here that you may have heard. Well, may have heard of. I think a couple weeks ago, Steel Town Paranormal was on the Paranormal Challenge. I missed that one, so I don't know how if they won or lost or whatever.
Yeah, I've got them all DVR'd.
I watched the one with Copperhead on it a couple weeks ago, and had Daniel Belay, and it was a great interview, but nobody heard it because of some static technical issues that I didn't understand and didn't hear. But I had a great time with Daniel, so. And that Copperhead started tweeting me at the end of the show, thanks to, yeah, it was kind of fun. So, and the other one, I have Brett McGinnis coming up from, I forget where he's from, but he probably doesn't want me giving it out anyways if I knew for sure off the top of my head. So, but he's coming up. He was on Ghost Hunters Academy, and I'm looking forward to actually meeting Brett. I've talked to Brett quite a bit online, and just haven't crossed paths with him yet. Every time it seems that he's at an event, I can't get there, and vice versa. So. But he's actually majoring at the Art Institute in Pittsburgh in filmmaking, so it'll be interesting to talk about all that fun stuff with him. So, but there's your, so like I said, there's a little bit of something if you're into the paranormal for everybody. I tried to keep it rounded, and there's going to be some people doing, even I guess I got a guy doing some, or a woman doing some healing of that variety, and talking about all kinds of that. Maybe it's not for you, maybe it is for you. Maybe you should just come and find out this Saturday. If you're in the Western Pennsylvania, what is that? How did I say that? Is that upstate New York? Is that what they call that? Anything past New York City, I guess, is upstate New York.
Yeah, I think so.
Eastern Ohio, Michigan, West Virginia, depends on how far you want to drive. Meadville, Pennsylvania. The doors open to the public at 1 p.m. The Ark is located at 222 Chestnut Street. And here's the thing, folks. It's Thunder in the City weekend. I've got to talk about this. It's the big monkey on my back. Chestnut Street is going to be closed that day because of Thunder in the City. There's actually going to be vendors on the street around. If you come in, it's going to be I want you to come all day, basically. There's going to be vendors on the street. The whole way up Chestnut Street to the Diamond. I don't know, just a couple blocks for people that aren't from Meadville. So it's going to be an unusual traffic pattern for people that aren't from Meadville. Bear with us. It's going to be tough to park downtown. There's going to be, I'm going to just at least say thousands of people downtown this day. Plus, earlier in the morning, they're going to be vending at the Market House. That's where our salsa guy is going to be for the first couple hours. He's going to be over there pitching to people. So it's going to be congested. It's going to be a headache, but it's going to be worth it, because once you leave the Spark, there's still stuff going to be going on. We're going to get you out of there around 6, so there's still stuff. There's still going to be daylight, and there's still going to be stuff going on in town. It is a great weekend to be in Meadville. Not that there isn't a great weekend to be in Meadville. If the Chamber of Commerce is listening, there you go. You're welcome.
Well, I'll tell you, there must be a lot going on, because I was making my reservations for my trip today, and when I went on to look at, I'm a big fan of Holiday Inn Expresses, and they were really solid booked. So there must be quite a bit going on.
Yeah. So did you get a room somewhere?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm down the road a little piece, but a couple miles.
Okay. Not like Conneaut Lake or.
No.
Well.
No.
Okay.
It's right off the expressway.
Okay, that's I don't want you going too far.
No.
Going further than I'm going home, that'd be a problem.
Nah.
So, all right, just had to ask about that. So, but yeah, I just want to get that out there. I'm excited about it, but nervous about it at the same time. Yeah, somebody in the chat room knows Meadville too well. Ooh, I probably shouldn't say. I've got to get away from making friends everywhere I go. That whole, just saying the truth all the time. But, so that's the Spark. It's this Saturday. 100% of the money, even the vendors' tables money, is going to Project Supporter Trips. Let's talk about them for a minute. They send over 100 boxes a month overseas to men and women. Last month it was a little low because they were running a little low on finances. So that's another reason I wanted to do this, because when you send over 100 boxes a month at $10 a month, in this economy, it's difficult to raise money, and some of their traditional corporate backers are backing down their level of gifts. So somebody's got to pick up the slack. So I'm hoping to do that. So a little bit. Also, around Christmas time, Ken, you're gonna love this. They sent 1,800 boxes last Christmas.
Wow, that's good. That's incredible.
Yeah. So I mean, the fund raised the money for that, and to pack those boxes. I mean, having packed, I went and packed one night just to help them out, and they did 100 in under an hour. I mean, it was a process. People know what they're doing there, except for me. I was the guy going, "This is cool," and they're like, "Keep moving, keep moving." I'm like, "Oh, okay," deer in the headlights. But
I'm actually looking forward to doing the cards.
Let's talk about what you're doing at your table.
Yeah, I'm starting on a new idea.
A new idea? Ken, it's Tuesday. You can't have a new idea now, can you?
No. I mean, just for our group, and I'm not going to really go into what it was because I wasn't able to develop it fast enough for the spark. But I didn't know what I was going to do at the table because I'm on the bike. I can't bring all of our gear and stuff, so I decided that I was going to help Jim with. We're going to put thank you cards in the boxes. So I made up 4 generic sort of patriotic / military cards. And then as people go through and either buy a box or if they can take these cards and decorate them however they want on the inside and write a note for the soldier that'll receive it. And I just thought that was kind of a nice little way to make it a little more personal for them rather than just get a box of stuff. Now they got something from somebody who took the time to thank them for what they're doing.
Yeah, I think it's an important aspect, though, because I remember, like I said, I was thinking back to when I was packing those boxes that evening, and then there was this nice, how do I say this, older lady. There we go, that was nice. Kind, I guess. And she was putting cards, putting letters, whatever they had. They had this pile of stuff that, she was just taking one off the top and putting it in the box. And I said, and I thought I had a moment of zen, I guess, is the easiest way to put it. That, when I was talking to you, I'm like, hey, you should do that, because, that's pretty cool. And so I'm glad it's working out. And I hope you get your other idea together. I know you probably don't want to talk about it yet, but when you get it together, we'll come back and we'll talk about it then.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. I mean, it'll probably happen in the next few months.
Yeah, it'll probably happen next week, right?
Yeah, yeah. I'd be lucky to happen in the next year.
No, it's a good idea, though. So you'll get it together. Someday you'll wake up and go, boy, that was a nice night of sleep. Let me do something else now that I haven't had an investigation in 15 minutes. So.
Yeah.
I'll just turn one of the players off there, Shadow. I don't know. I don't know how you've made it this far without going insane, but there you are. Probably the Ustream would probably be the better one to turn off because you're not going to see me tonight. No. That'd be the one at the top. Just turn it off. I'm not broadcasting from the closet, those who follow the show regularly. I'm sitting by the window going, it's still too hot in here. So. Okay, so. Actually, you know what? Let's play one more Judas Star song and then I'll come back and lay out everything I can lay out one more time about the Spark before. Actually, I don't hope. This is probably the last time you're going to hear about it on air on Fate Radio, unless somebody else plugs it. I don't have any more interviews lined up. I was on Daniel Bout's Grand Dark Conspiracy last night, which was a whale of a show, and he'll be putting up his podcast, I'm sure, soon, if anybody missed it. The stuff off air with Daniel was phenomenal as well. I'm pretty sure he feels great about me talking to him about stuff. So, with that being said, let's play one more Judas Star song and get back here so I can sign out on time. Which one do I want to play? Let's see. Oh, here we go. One of my favorite songs. Talk to you in a few minutes, Ken.
anti-Christ. This tower is crumbling, all from the inside. The tower gonna fall. The tower gonna fall. 'Cause no one hears what anyone says, living in the Bible. The tower gonna fall. The tower gonna fall. 'Cause no one hears what anyone says, living in the Bible. A brave flower was planted on 4th of July. It blossomed way too fast, grew way too high. Challenged the sun, forgot who gave it life. The petals withered and the stem broken down. Masonic masters worshiping the great I am. Do I trust in the Pentagon? Do I trust in the pentagram? Humorous of Jesus, workers of Osiris. Could it be we're looking too hard for the Antichrist? Tower gonna fall. The tower gonna fall. 'Cause no one hears what anyone says, living in Babel. The tower gonna fall. The tower gonna fall. 'Cause no one hears what anyone says, living in Babel.
Alright, and we're back live here on the Fate Radio Network, and let's see if I can bring Ken back up so we can get this final push of the spark out. Okay.
Well, you don't like hearing me type?
Yeah, I love hearing you type. That's normally my rule on these shows. People are like, mute your mic so we can't hear you type. Well, hear me type anyways, because I'll forget to unmute my mic. No, I'm just kidding. No. So let's run down everything here one more time. Ken, make sure I don't forget anything. That's your official rule.
Okay.
I've got my producer in the chat room too, so hopefully one of us catches everything. This Saturday, August 6th, downtown Meadville, Chestnut Street, 222 Chestnut Street, the Arc of Crawford County. It's right up the street from the Meadville Downtown Mall, on the right side of Chestnut Street if you're going up it from the mall. The doors open to the public at 1. Paranormal teams, mediums, people vending stuff, actually selling stuff. Some people that have appeared on TV. Always some kind of speaker, round table speaker, live music by Judah Starr, who you just heard. He played all the instruments in that song. He actually laid down every track and then they merged them together to make that. It took him months, he said. So I'm always happy to play his music for him because, yeah, he put a lot of work into it. So, and I've heard him play acoustically live on a actual FM radio station. Phenomenal. I'm gonna convince him to do the letter game again. I don't know if he's gonna bring the stuff, but I'm gonna put him on the spot and make him do it anyways. It's where you pick a letter out of a hat and he has to think of an artist an artist that starts with that letter and play a song by them. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm putting him on the spot and making him do that. Of course, if he's listening now, he'll know, and he'll forget his letters magically. So I'll have to sit there and spell the alphabet and stuff. But yeah, it's gonna be a phenomenal event. $10 for support our troops. Oop, there I go, smacking my microphone. Special. If I had a rough night tonight would be the night. Oh, it's better in some weeks, I guess, but always something. Not trained professional radio guy yet. Getting better though. But yeah, $10 for Project Support Our Troop. That's the cost to send one box to a man. Well, it's almost the cost. I'm not gonna lie. There's a little change involved there, of course, because nothing's ever just $10 even. But it is the cost of sending a box to one of our soldiers overseas, and I think at this point, I mean, love or hate the war, we're not going to argue that, ever. That's not my place to argue. This isn't what the show's about. It's the point that they're there, missing their family. That's the point we need to talk about. And that's why we're doing it, because imagine being gone from just the day of your kid's birthday, let alone the months around it, and missing time they're growing up, and I can't imagine. So let's keep it all in perspective. I mean, we investigate ghosts and spirits and whatever, and enjoy great freedoms they provide us. So, yeah. So what are you looking forward to most there, Ken, about this part?
Well, I mean, the round table mostly. I mean, the interaction with the other groups, and actually, like I said, doing the cards. Like, I don't know, for some reason, I'm getting a feeling like it's gonna be a lot of kids working on them and stuff. So I think that's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, actually, I'm getting the feeling tonight. I haven't got confirmation, but we're gonna be doing some special here. Stay tuned to the mpit.org and the fan page on Facebook. Kids are gonna at some point. Kids are gonna get in free. I'm not sure if it's 5 or 12 yet, so I don't want to say for sure. But of course, they're gonna get in for free. Somehow that fell through the cracks of all the planning. We want them there. We want their parents there. So let's get it taken. We'll get that taken care of tonight. Now, somebody mentioned it to me, and I said, "Oh yeah, about that." I thought, and that never crossed my mind until tonight. But we're gonna do that. So. On that note, okay. Whoop. Sheesh. One of these days, I'm going to actually get a mic stand instead of this thing that I have, so I can actually knock the mic around and not, make so much noise it'll just fly around the room instead of off the desk. I don't know what's coming. I'm not sure what's going on next. Actually, I'm looking for the show host for the next show. If anybody knows anything, they should tell me, because that'd be helpful. I promise it would be. With that being said, one more time. mpit.org. mpit.org. That's where you find all the information about Meadville Paranormal. Just go there. There'll be the team page. It'll be the main site. Or the Spark information. If you want Spark information, it'll be right there. Just click the Spark. All that information. If you're a Facebooker, type in Meadville Paranormal Presents the Spark. And then click like. Has over 300 fans. There's also an event page floating around if you want to send invites to people that you may know that are in the western Pennsylvania, eastern Ohio, upstate New York, West Virginia, or you just want to bug somebody and send them some event information. You can do that too. But with that all being said, I'm gonna actually thank Ken of Portal Paranormal Society for coming on tonight.
Thank you for having me.
And I'm gonna recall, maybe if I can find it, and then I'm gonna play my find it, my outro here.
Hey everybody, it's the Malliard Report.